halfway through season 1 of Resident Evil Resistance interviews. For the 5th episode, we have the French Reaper, also known as Alex Wesker. Welcome, Alex.
Yeah, thank you for. Hello, everyone.
Alex, first question: who is your main survivor and main mastermind, and why?
So my main survivor is Sam because I just like to be first line. I like to lead the team somehow, um, and I like to be able to do something against every build. And the current build I'm playing on Sam is good against every build, I guess. So traps, creatures, guns, I can do a lot. I can do high damage on calls. I can deal with traps one way or another. I have enough damage to shoot traps if I want to. I can dodge them. If it's against Nikolai, I can also do really a lot. So that's why I like to play some very intense character in my opinion. On the Mastermind side, it's a bit different. At first, I was the main Daniel, but I kind of see the game a bit differently. So most of the masterminds, they will pick a mastermind depending on the playstyle that he has at base. So Daniel controlling creatures, Annette hold, and Alex it's either traps or infection, and then for the rest. Me, I usually go into the equipment, and if I want to play traps, I will make like some build of a trap equipment, then choose the skills and the cards depending on that. So I don't really have a main mastermind, but I have a main playstyle which is traps. That's what I'm best at. Then guns, then creatures. I can play about everything, but that's what I'm best at.
Once RE3 dropped, what brought you to Resistance? And did you try the beta?
Yeah, I played the beta since the very beginning, as quickly as I could. I had my group of friends that were playing DBD at that time. I was the one who basically rushed into the game and tried to play every hour that I could. Because something that many players don't know, even the old ones, is the beta was available for a few days, but due to server issues and a whole lot of problems that the beta had, was on the game itself, we only were able to play it for a few hours in fact. And I played every hour I could. What really brought me into it, I mean at first obviously how they did advertise the game. I really liked the idea of the game, which was a mix between Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries, the mechanic, the timing mechanic, like the clock is really important in that game, the time you gain, the time you train as a mastermind. So it's really an amazing mechanic that is present in Mercenaries mod from Resident Evil 4, 5 and 6. I think it's an amazing mechanic, I really love it. And well, that's one side of the game, Resident Evil Resistance, that amazing mechanic that it has. The other side is closer to Dead by Daylight, so 4-player co-op, a 4-player co-op game, which I think is really fun, so you can play it as a team with friends. And when I started the beta, the way it looked like, the first thing I still remember that picture really clearly. So Daniel was the only mastermind available, and there was this, like you could see the Tyrant, some sort of hologram, and he was looking badass already. So that's something I do remember really well, and I really love that first sight, the design of the game itself. So yeah, I was completely in since the very beginning. I liked the game a lot. I thought it has so much potential, and it's an amazing game, so I really don't regret it.
Alright, Alex, in your opinion, what is the best squad of characters to have for a team?
So the best squad characters, and I really also have the specific builds. It's the Alpha team from PC. So USB Jill is the most effective USB character if you wanna use USB, especially against Nicola and traps. If you are USB Jill, you have this second chance move, which is a dodge against traps. Sam doesn't have that, he has a dodge, but it's different, he doesn't have high frames doing it, so he's not as good. He cannot dodge an air cannon when Jill is the only character who can. She's also the only character who basically have half a second after a trap is placed to decide and try to shoot, and even if you know, like a trap is about to be triggered, you can still dodge and don't get hit. If it's Sam, you will dodge but still get hit because no iframes. So Jill has USB, then Yellow Valerie because you don't need vaccine. In my opinion, you don't need vaccine, so Yellow Valerie is the most OP varies. Then a full damage Tyron. No supplements on Tyron due to the fact that Valerie is yellow, right? So she can fill that role. And yeah, January with anti-armor pharmacy. And yeah, that would be the best squad in my opinion. And the easiest in overalls.
Was there anyone in particular that inspired you to be better at this game and improve or change your style, Alex?
I did take a bit, more or less from everyone. Everyone who had an interesting gameplay or any piece of the gameplay, I inspired myself from it and simply copy-paste it to my own gameplay if I thought this was smart or useful. In this game, the way we play is we get into a trial for basically 10-20 minutes, and we do a whole lot of actions during those 20 minutes. The maps are the same, so we keep repeating those trials. If it's the same build, it's basically the same, and we do the same thing in every game almost. Many of the actions we do, we have already done them almost exactly. So sometimes the player will do something really clever in a room in the game, and he will easily find occasions to repeat that yourself during your own games. So yeah, I inspired myself from everyone pretty much. So, that's it.
Do you play this game casually or competitively, Alex? Sweat or non-meta?
I play it in every possible way as long as it's challenging. I guess a mix of both. I always like to play and challenge myself at the same time. I don't like to just play to play. I mean, I like to have fun obviously, but I like to do both. So I'm always looking to improve in every single game. Somehow, I will either focus on my own performance, on my own gameplay, try to improve my aim during a game, try to improve my moves, try to learn something maybe against the build, maybe a clever way to escape a situation in a specific room, since you know the maps are, as I said, are the same in every game almost, and yeah. So a mix of the two, because I believe if you want to be good at the game and competitive, you need to have fun. If you don't have fun, you will not improve as much. So yeah, mix of both. Having fun and playing competitively at the same time, challenging yourself, not limiting yourself by playing the same build or character all the time. I think it's a mistake, it's the best way to play the game.
Have you ever felt the game is too one-sided, more in favor of Survivor or more in favor of Mastermind?
To me, the game is Survivor-sided. Not by a large amount though, something like 50% Survivor, 45% Mastermind. Thing is, the few percents do matter a lot. There are a few variants on the Survivor side, that are really OP, like a few counters, I guess you could call it. And the Masterman on his side cannot match it at all. So those few details matter so much that it makes the survivors really OP. And yeah, that's about it. So the game overall is, I think, could be balanced if some good changes, an update would come and help.
What's your best memory of this game, Alex? And who were you with when it happened?
So my best memory. That was about a year ago. I was with Pizza Chapeau, Martin Main, very fun and special player. I only have special memories because he's weird as hell, very fun and very cool. Also I was with IDK62 and XDLilo. So we made the team together, I believe at the right time. The game at this moment was starting to be more competitive. There are a few teams trying to, show off or do some good games, and we were one of them.
What are your thoughts on the Resistance community as of right now, and why do you still play in it?
So my thoughts on the community. But I will tell you what happens when I play that game or stream it. So I start my game, and I always, or even if I'm streaming, I'm getting a whole lot of positive comments from many players or positive messages like GG's, whatever, even when I play people, well, obviously I'm getting a lot of rage quits too, but that's from one-ups, not the actual community in my opinion. New players don't really count much, in this community. There is some drama as well, but the community overall is, I think, good. So there are a few ones who always make drama. It's part of the community, I guess, anyway. So yeah, good community overall, to me, at least.
How would you change the meta of this game? What would you add or remove from it, Alex?
What I will do to make a really big change to the meta itself is remove Valerie and then balance the whole game around that. Because with Valerie, I don't think you can come up with a balanced game. I don't see it. So yeah, that's what I will do. But to be, I think, one original idea to completely change and make the game more skill-based than equipment-based, as how it is right now. Then there is one thing which always bothered me, just to tell, but if you look at the survivor's equipment, there is damage against drops, damage against cameras, and damage against creatures. For some reason, the damage against creatures also helps you against crows. You do more damage against crows if you have a creature damage equipment, which I think is a mistake. I think a specific player should be attributed that equipment to damage a crows, not any survivor with a shotgun can become a good crow destroyer. And then overall, for the game itself, I would try to make some slight changes. I would not remove everything, I would just make some variants on the survival side mostly. More up to skill than just pressing a button. So yeah, so skilled players would still do just as good, but they would need to be better at the game, I guess, do better. And the other ones who are not necessarily very skilled and win the games by basically using good variants and just pressing a button would not do as good.
Alright, last question is just for fun, Alex. In your opinion, which player is the best with that particular survivor? So, best Valerie, in your opinion.
So the best Valerie is Cody Lodi in my opinion. He was the first very good value against everything. So he was a bit kind of ahead of everyone. His skill as value was higher also than everyone. His accuracy, the way he was moving, his strategy, he back then already, I think already a year ago, I'm not sure. He was able to beat every build as Valerie with a team of his level.
All right, best Jan.
Best Jan, same thing. I will not compare players who don't have the same amount of experience. So to me is Habiba or Kara, as we call her. With the amount of time she had in the game, I think a skill, pure skill level is way above all of the other Jans. But doesn't make her necessarily better. A lot of other Jans, I believe, are good enough as Jan to beat every single build as January and every single mastermind. But when it comes to skill itself, I think she's above by far. So yeah, and also survivors in general don't play against each other. They play against the mastermind, and all of them have different teams. So it's very hard to compare, which is why I'm doing skill based with my answers.
Best Sam, in your opinion?
The Sam is again Cody Lodi. The accuracy of his movements with Sam, the reactivity he has, you know how quick he reacts against any build, and also how he leads his team as Sam is, yeah, he's the best by far as Sam, I think too.
All right, best Tyrone.
For that, I will have to go with Roxy, Pyramid Roxy. I've seen him basically carry his whole team, the team he had back then, as Tyrone, just by leading them. I think it was USB Tyrone. The accuracy of his kicks was really good. He would play against builds, any kind of build, and know what to do. Really play well and show how Tyrone should be played as, at least USB Tyrone. By yeah, with skill it was so yeah, Pyramid Roxy was the best Tyrone.
Okay, best Martin.
I haven't really seen Martin, but I would call very good. So, as I said before, I will say it again, Martin's Stealing, which is not bad.
Okay, and best backup, in your opinion?
Well, I don't think there is a best backup. I think there's more potential with her. So since I can't name a best picker, I've seen you with her do good against my weapons. She has only one that I've seen do that. I've heard about Trivial, but I haven't seen anything about Trivial. Maybe because I didn't watch. So I don't know. I've seen Linkway play Becca and showing some crazy accuracy skills. His accuracy with Becca is he can have a minigun and shoot in a straight line, which is kind of impressive to see. So I guess it's good to be Becca when it comes to accuracy. And there is another player called Voltec that I've played with, and his aim is just as good as a PC player. If you watch his gameplay, you would think that he's on PC when he's not. So yeah, those three players, since I could name the best Becca comes out on top, kind of together.
All right, and finally, best Jill, in your opinion, Alex.
That one is easier for me. It's IDK 62. There are some other Jills that I considered good Jills, but he was way ahead of them a year ago already. But to me, when I see them, I mean, there are two playstyles in Jill. It's a build that he made. Um, Basically, Bio Jill. Yeah, Bio Jill, I think it's called something like that. So high damage on cameras and creatures. And there is a USB Jill. So USB Jill meta was created by a PC player a long time ago, and what I see today by USB Jills is not really better than this Jill. So yeah, him because he was way ahead of them, and also because if I play against him, he has this thing that he can utilize Jill's abilities and outplay any mastermind, because this character is so strong that he's able to really pressure the mastermind all by himself with his smart plays, I guess, and he can be really unpredictable. I don't feel the same against other Jills. I've played against all of the others and I feel like I have the upper hand, but I know what they can do. That's why I pick him.
Any final statements or anything else you want to say, Alex?
No, I think I've said it all. So thanks for listening to me here and in the videos I make too. And yeah, that's it.
All right, Alex, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it, bro.
And thanks, if you're always a pleasure.